Hey guys, good morning. Jim Castagnet here at Bondi Beach, and it's the third or fourth day of summer, and it's absolutely gorgeous here at Bondi. So welcome. I wanted to speak to everybody about something that's very topical in the industry at the moment, and that's property development education. We do have a housing crisis, as you know, so we've got a lot of people considering, well, should I be doing property development? Certainly from my point of view, it's absolutely the right time to do it, but knowing how to do it and actually doing it are two different things. So why do some property developers make a good run of it, and they just seem to be able to get in there, do 3, 4, 10 projects and make a whole heap of money? What sets them apart from the other guys that don't do so well? Well, my belief is that it's simple. It's property development education. There's no other way to actually get on and do property development, with reasonable risk if you don't know anything about the planning laws or the polluted planning regime that we got here in New South Wales and of course in the rest of Australia. So look, I wondered myself, what is the best education that's available in Australia at the moment, and where do we go to get that? Of course, you know that I run workshops in property development, and I've done so since 2004, so I was very curious. So I went on to ChatGPT as a matter of interest and just called up the 5 top property development education organisations in Australia, and Chat comes back with a full market positioning report, and I'm in the top 5, and the criteria was sort of twofold. One is the mentorship depth, so what is the level of mentorship on a personal level that you would get as opposed to community reach. So in other words, you might be training 20, 30 people very intimately, or you could be lecturing to, even on a webinar, to 200 or 300 or 500 people. So that was the first criteria. So depth of mentorship against community reach or versus community reach. And the other criteria was, of course, practicality versus accreditation. So in other words, accreditation meaning you could be going to a formal course where you get a certificate and all that sort of stuff, and it's mostly theory based, probably trained by some consultants, I would imagine, and that versus practicality where you get practical information and education from property developers like myself and consultants that are actually doing it. So that report came out, and I was very pleasantly surprised to find that not only was I in the top 5, was actually ranked 1 on both of those criteria. So PDW, Property Development World, ranked number 1 for practicality, okay, as opposed to accreditation. So I got 9 out of 10. And the other criteria of mentorship versus community reach, again, I was number 1, and again got a score of 9 out of 10. So I've got these reports here that I'd like to show you, but just so you know, I'm very pleased to know that I'm up there with not only the best, but probably ranking number 1 in the critical criteria. I'd like to invite you, by the way, and hence this video, to join me at my next live event, which is a 2-day masterclass on the 11th and 12th of December. And we'll have another 6, in fact 7 presenters, all very experienced property industry consultants. So I'm looking forward to catching up with you in December.